Want to say peace and blessings to everyone. And just wanted to do a quick live because I know that the hot topic that's been really on Twitter, YouTube, all the social media outlets has been the situation with Kyrie Irving, the situation with Kanye West, the situation also, if we want to add to it, Hebrews to Negroes as far as Ronald Dalton. And I just want to just do a quick video here, and I want to say peace and blessings. Hello to all those that are coming in. Girl Meets Kingdom, War Yaz, Angela Caraway. Um, I want to say this because I'm a little disappointed. You probably can hear it in my voice, right? You guys know I've been doing a lot of coverage on the Kyrie Irving situation, the Kanye West situation. I made it clear about my agreements and disagreements with some of the things that have been said. Also, I did a review last night on Moxie approved channel about the movie as well as the book. Ron Dalton, Hebrews to Negroes. I've also covered and went through some of the book in comparison with the movie and some of the things that have been generated with the Rolling Stones, right? So I want to make this clear because, matter of fact, before I get to that point, one of the things that Kyrie was confronted with in his second interview was about the Holocaust, on stating that the Hebrews to Negroes, Ronald Dalton states that the Holocaust did not exist, right? And going to the book, right? Because I went to his book, and in the movie, there's no reference of Ronald Dalton stating or writing in his book that states that the Holocaust never exists, right? But what he questioned, not just with himself, but actually with sources about the number, right? And I want to make this clear. I am not trying to be insensitive or sound like I'm insensitive to those that have died in that atrocity. I've stated this over and over again about one person, even if it's one person, that's one person too many, innocent life, right? But I do want to address something here. I read the press release by Ronald Dalton, and like my grandmother would say, there's a lot of meat that was left on the bone because one of the things that I expected, my expectation when I read the press release, number one, to address the accusation of what the reporter said to Kyrie Irving, and now that's being circulated that he doesn't believe that the Holocaust exists, right? And for me, I believe and I feel that that should have been the very first thing that was addressed inside the press release, right? The first thing that should have been addressed is making it clear what he feel about the Holocaust. It's pretty simple. Just, hey, you know what? If it was me writing a press release, if it was done on myself, if I was in that position, I would have had the lawyers and I would have had, uh, the PR. We would have made it clear my stance on the Holocaust. I would have made it clear stating that the Holocaust existed. You know, uh, in the sources that is presented is not to discredit it from a perspective of stating that the Holocaust did not exist, because hey, the sources are there to show that the Holocaust did exist, right? But he should have put in there his the stance stating that the Holocaust do exist or did happen, you know, and then whatever historical information he's sharing on it, share sources like he normally do. But I believe that the first thing that should have started off with is bringing the discussion to him and away uh, from Kyrie Irving. For me, I would have brought all the smoke. If I was in the position, I would have brought all the smoke towards me. I would have started off by making it clear that Kyrie Irving should not be held accountable for the works that he did. That would have been the first thing. The second thing I would have pointed out, I would have addressed the Holocaust, right? I would have made it clear my stance on the Holocaust, right? Not giving any room for assumptions, right? And I want to say peace and blessings to my sister Shonda. No, Kyrie Irving, that video that they're referring to, uh, actually, Kyrie Irving even made it clear. I got a video that Kyrie Irving says he's not retiring. Someone put that out there. Kyrie Irving never said that he was considering retiring. He do have a video making it clear that he's not considering retiring, right? But that's the video I saw was based upon the whole thing that happened with the COVID situation. But anyway, I'm just talking about the Ron Dalton thing for those that are coming in. And I want to make this clear. And I'm going to have to put up disclaimers because, and it's unfortunately that we have to put up disclaimers, especially when we have to talk about information. But there's a reason why you see the disclaimers that says, especially if you're interviewing someone or you're using certain materials, that from a historical perspective, that you have to be clear by stating that the thoughts and belief of the writer or the source of this publication, their views, right, are not a reflection of what we believe. I'm gonna make that clear. The thoughts, views, and opinions of Ronald Dalton and all the sources that I use does not reflect the thoughts, the views, and the beliefs of We Woke Now and a passion for reconciliation. And the reason why I'm stating that is because, again, when I read that press release, it left a lot of meat on the bones. And I want to make it clear that We Woke Now, we don't teach that the Holocaust did not happen, right? I use sources to discuss like the actual numbers, for example, of Auschwitz, and I use Poland Jews, a Polish uh, argument that was on New York Times, right? That states that the number, as far as the number of victims, went from 4 million on the tablets to 1.5 million on the tablets, right? And I know with anti-Semitism, according to the legalities, is when you uh, start dealing with what is believed to be exaggerations of the Holocaust. It's considered anti-Semitism. So that's why I show sources, right? So for me, I would have, if I was in Ronald Dalton's position, he should have went directly at Rolling Stones and called out the actual lies that Rolling Stones pointed out, starting with stating that he is saying that all the Jews are the starting point of the transatlantic slave trade. He, I mean, in this press release, he should have addressed these things. Ron Dalton, I read his book. I've met him, right, in the past, right? I've met him, and he's a very sharp guy. He's a very educated guy. And family, I believe, right? This is why you have certain people do certain things. Because I'm a geek. And sometimes from being a geek, I may not, uh, my words that I have in my head may not come across in the way that I think it or wanted to project. So that's why we have, you know, different people to help make sure that we are able to articulate certain things that we have up in our brain. And I'm sure you guys have done it before, that you said something, you had a thought, but when you tried to express yourself, it did not come out the way that you wanted to express or wanted to say. So you wanted to go back and give clarity on it. I was waiting for that inside this press release, and I'm hoping that Ronald Dalton do a follow up to this press release and answer those questions. Go to and put the onus on and hold accountable the Rolling Stones, the writer of that article. See, I said it again. It's interesting how we can make reference to sources that comes from the Jewish community and be held anti-Semitic. You can pull out sources from different people that are from the Jewish community of what they say about that their community, and then it's labeled under a conspiracy, or this person is this and this person is that. But guess what? You can accuse a person for using what can be considered a poor source, right? A poor source. And Keith Wilson, I'm getting so many emails. Send the email again so I can look at it again. Because I get a lot. I mean, my email and my We Woke now is getting, I mean, I get like a ton of emails. So if you can, send me an email again. Send me an email, send the email again. So, like I said, I'll be on the lookout for it. So, my issue, or should I say, my concern about the press release is that it left a lot of meat on the bone, so to speak, right? He should have addressed the, of course, anti Semitism, address that, address the issue that is being the accusation of them stating, when I say them, the reporters, when they confronted Kyrie Irving, stating that Ron Dalton don't believe in the Holocaust actually took place. Address that. Address that. Address that. See, this is why, family, you have people stating, like, they put disclaimers, right? You put disclaimers, right? So that way, when you use disclaimers, these disclaimers, and you can understand when people interview, they say, hey, um, whatever's being shared, the thoughts, beliefs, uh, the ideology of this person is not a reflection of the thoughts, the beliefs, the ideology of the platform that may be doing the interviewing. So for me, I have to put that disclaimer out there. I have to put that disclaimer out there for We Woke Now, for Passion for Reconciliation, for my household. And you have to do the same for your household. Why? Because me being on the outside looking in, and I read that press release and I see all the things that's being pointed out that he's being accused of, the first thing I'm going to look for is the uh, him addressing the Holocaust, and the Holocaust that was not addressed. So it left more room for discussion on that. The thing that I would have done, I would have addressed some of the key points in the Rolling Stone article. Again, I read his book. I went over his book, saw the movie, and I didn't see what's being reported. But the key, family, is he has to stand on that. You know, I have to. It's a guy out there by the name of Ticket TV, and he says something that that echoes, that really echoed, because when he was dealing with the whole Kaepernick situation, he stated that he posted that they were going to go to the NFL headquarters, to go there, and they were going to talk about, meet with the NFL officials to really voice their concern about the Kaepernick situation. When it came push come to shove, when it came time for them to go up there, he said out of all the people, only one person showed up. So it was just him and that one person. I saw the video with him going up to the NFL, going to the office. It was just him and the guy that went with him. That was it. Everyone else was all talk. No one showed up. No one showed up. No one showed up. No one showed up. So I'm not falling on the sword for anyone. I'm not defending someone else more than what they are willing to defend themselves. No, I'm not. I am not doing that. I am not doing that. When Ticket TV, when I heard him say that about, for example, the Kyrie Irving situation and how Kyrie Irving changed and apologized, he said, "Hey, this is why I'm not falling on the sword." Because athletes today, they are athletes. They really don't stand. They are not like Muhammad Ali. They're not cut out of that same mold like Muhammad Ali and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and those guys of those days. Because at that time, they protested. Muhammad Ali was out of boxing for almost 5 years, standing on his principles, fought it all the way to the end. And guess what? While he was broke, while he was banned, our people continued to watch boxing, even though all the federations literally stripped him and he could not make any money. He couldn't fight anywhere. So again, family, this is where I am on that. Whether you agree with me or disagree, that's fine. But guess what, family? I am not falling on the sword, and I am not going to uh, uh, give the impression that I'm fighting more for a person or for anyone, put it that way, for the matter, uh, than what they're willing to do for themselves. Kyrie Irving, guess what? I understand and I support what he said, but guess what? I'm not falling on the sword for Kyrie Irving. He's still set for life, right? I'm not gonna knock him for him changing, but guess what? You know, for me and for you, we got to look at it for what it is. I appreciate Kyrie Irving and Kanye West for allowing the discussion to move forward. The discussion has moved forward, has it's gone forward. It's going even further. But I'm just being real with you, family. I'm you know, I'm very disappointed, in uh, the press release because it left a lot of meat on the bone. I read the book, I read the articles that is being posted, and I can tell you that those that have put out those articles or those that are commentating on it, they did not watch the movie, nor did they read the book. But again, that's for the lawyers to handle. And with Ron Dalton, hopefully he's letting the lawyers handle that. Hopefully he let them get in, really go into pointing out the things that we pointed out in the when we touched briefly on some of the things that Rolling Stones article highlighted. But family, I'm making it clear. I'm gonna say it again. You know, these are the things that should have been addressed. And if you see this letter uh, circulating, if you see that letter, that press release circulating, you ask that question too. The same concerns that I'm having. Hey, I appreciate all what you're doing. I understand all what you're doing, but you need to address some things right here. You laboring, you want to wake our people up. I understand that. You have a concern about us not knowing our identity, but I want to know, hey, look, you need to address these things right here. Take some of this heat off of a lot of people, starting with Kyrie Irving. That's not me throwing anyone under the bus. And family, this is just this is what I believe. I believe he left a lot of meat on the bone. I believe he should have addressed the key points, starting with Kyrie Irving. Number two, addressing the Rolling Stones. Well, actually, number two, the Holocaust. Number three, the the bullets, the talking points that's within the Rolling Stones article. That should have been part of the press release. And then whatever discussions he had, interviews, he could go further and answer and handle those things within an interview. Right? Somebody said, I think that Ron left the door open for more conversation. I'm gonna say this, family. You know, uh, you have what is called the window of opportunity, right? You have to handle things within that window of opportunity. The window opportunity number one. This is a window opportunity. The press release was and is an opportunity to give clarity and give some pushback. The window of opportunity, right, with this initial press release, the first thing that you're hearing out of coming from Ron Dalton's desk is it should be addressing the some of the things that he was the allegations, right? Because the allegations been out there for what, about a week and a half? That's right. You have to strike when the iron is hot. You may not have a second chance. You may not have a second chance. So you have to take advantage of the opportunity in front of you. If I'm fighting, I'm not trying to fight another day. I'm fighting because I'm in a fight right now. I'm not worried about tomorrow because I might not live to tomorrow. I need to get all the fight out right now for this day. So if I'm able to live for tomorrow, then that's another fight. But we need to do it today. That's why I shared about Kanye West. When Kanye West posted DEFCON versus DEFCON, I understood what DEFCON is. I'm a prior military. I understand what it means. But he gave a window of opportunity. He opened himself up when he typed DEFCON. It's not going to be good when you, regardless if it's a typo. He apologized and gave clarity, but he still gave the room of the window of opportunity. And look at what happened. The window of opportunity opened up, and look what happened. Man ran right through it. The window of opportunity. Hey, look of all what he's lost in the process. See, we have to understand window of opportunity. I'll put the link inside the description in the comment section. But I want to make this clear, family. This is why we have to do exactly what I've been teaching for the longest. Listen with intelligence, right? And I see some of the people commenting that you're hearing that Amazon is going to buy out Ron Dalton or whatever the case may be. Maybe, I don't know. But I will say this, I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, let me give you some money, right? So that way we'll give you all this money. And then that way that allowed them to own the rights of it and take the video down. And then they can say, hey, well, we took the video down. Because right now, again, legally, they cannot take the video down. Why? Because he went through the process. He went through their vetting process. Again, it's not like, uploading a video to YouTube. There's levels that you have to go through. There's levels you have to go through. And I believe that with this press release is missing the window of opportunity. Family, it's not about trying to debate one another. When you get to this level and you have lies being put out about you, it's no longer about a debate. It's about deliberation. It's not about trying to prove anything in the court of public opinion. It's all about going to the court system and deliberating that in front of a judge so that way it's documented. I don't care about court of public opinion. I care about the legal system. I don't care about debating anyone. I care about having the lawyers deliberate. Oh, come on, family. Y'all better understand this. See, family, we got it wrong. We've been hacked. We've been hacked that when we deal with situations, social media. When we deal with situations, Facebook. When we deal with situations, YouTube. Let's debate about it. No. Debate is off the table. No, let's deliberate this in the court system. Since you want to take it there, since you want to slander me, now you're potentially messing with my livelihood and my reputation. No, no more debates. Deliberate. Let the lawyers handle that. Let's take it up in court. And now we're going to present our information to the court system and let them rule on it. Whether they rule in a positive or negative, at least we went to that level and we went to deliberation, not debating. And family, we have to learn how to use the system that's around us. Come on, when we look at Daniel was working in the system, the Babylonian system. The three Hebrew young men, his friends, they worked in the Babylonian system. Moses came up in the system of Egypt. That's how he knew how to get direct access to the Pharaoh. Nehemiah he was literally the cupbearer for the king. Were they sellouts? But yet we are hacked because we think, oh, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Hey, I'm just going to stay in this corner over here. No. Mm-mm. Come on, family. Come on, family. Y'all know I'm speaking the truth. Come on, family. Window of opportunity can be very slim, family. Window of opportunity do you know, family, certain opportunities they may come, but never come back. My grandmother shared some wisdom with me when I was a kid. I remember when I got my heart broken in the 9th grade. I ain't gonna mention her name. Actually, I could say her nickname because none of you guys gonna know who she is. But I remember, man, old Sophia sat right next to me. Looked good, man. She was very nice looking. Looked older for her age in high school, freshman, right? I was a freshman. All the guys wanted to talk to her. So I decided, because my friend said, hey, I think Sophia Sophia was really cool with me. Said, I think you should ask her to be your girlfriend. So guess what? I sent her a note. Do you like me? Yes or no? I like you. And I put a pack of Starbursts in that letter. Man, you know what she did? She embarrassed me in front of the whole homeroom class. Do I like you? Yes or no? Not no, but bleep no. She added a box in there and kept my Starburst. And all day I had to deal with the ridicule. I had to deal with the ridicule. So when I went home, and let me say this, somebody say, calm down. No, I'm not angry and I'm not animated. This is passion, what you hear. I'm speaking with authority. So no, I'm calm, but I'm speaking with a authority. But anyway, so I get home to my grandmother. My grandmother could see that I'm upset, and she could just look through it and see that what happened. And so I never forget. My grandmother was like, hey, talk to me about what's going on. And I'm like, nah, Ma, you're not gonna understand. She was like, no, talk to me. I said, Ma, I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna do. She's like, nah, talk to me. So I told my grandmother what happened. And my grandmother looked at me and she said, go sit on the toilet. Wait a minute. My grandmother's solution for everything was go sit on the toilet, right? My cousin broke his arm. Another cousin broke his leg. Go sit on the toilet. That was her solution. If you wasn't feeling well, come on. Some of you guys got that grandmother or that relative. Go sit on the toilet. It's the solution. My stomach hurt. Go sit on the toilet. I'm feeling flu-like symptoms. Go sit on the toilet. Man, she said to me, go sit on the toilet. And I said, Ma, see, I knew I shouldn't have told you what happened in school. And guess what she said? I said, what is sitting on the toilet going to do for me? She said, I want you to go sit on that toilet so that way you can hear how silly you sound. I said, what do you mean, Ma? She said, understand this. For every bum, there's a bag lady. For every president, there's a first lady. The Sophias are going to come and go, but opportunity may come around one time and never come back again. So you can spend all your thoughts around the Sophia girl and miss out on an opportunity that could come, a once in a life opportunity that may come one time and never come back again. So, family, I'm saying all of this to say is this could be that one opportunity that may not come around again. Overall, the discussion is pushing even further, right? It's going to, people are asking questions, but family, we got to take advantage when that window of opportunity opens up. And I just believe the press release did not take advantage of the window of opportunity to give clarity, a clear, concise point of view. Again, it's not about debating. It's not about debating. When you get to this point and all the things that are happening, has happened, now you're getting into the area of deliberation. Because now you're dealing with reputation, you're dealing with slanders, you're dealing with libel, you're dealing with all kinds of things. So now, family, you got to get to a place, be willing to go legal. I know what the scripture says. Hey, if you have an alt with your brother, try to work it out with your brother. And then if you can't work it out with your brother, then you what? Escalate it. Family, don't misuse the scriptures to try to say, hey, we got to just sit back and deal with whatever we deal with. Nah, that's not what the scripture means. I'm going to stand on, I'm going to continue to stand on the truth, right? I am not going to denounce. I am not going to denounce. I am not going to denounce who I am, the heritage that was handed down to me. I'm not going to denounce being an Israelite. I know I'm a blood descendant of Israel. DNA confirms it. Family tradition confirms it. So I'm not going to denounce that no matter what is said. No, I don't call myself a black Hebrew Israelite. I'm an Israelite. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Like Paul said, are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. And he went further and said, I am a descendant of the tribe of Benjamin. So am I an Israelite? Absolutely. Am I Hebrew? Absolutely. I'm out of the tribe of Judah. But if we go through with the limbers, right? Because the limbers point to my DNA points to the limbers and one of the in Jed match. Guess what? That means that I'm part of the Levitical priest, still connected to Judah. But then when I look at 23andMe, it has Igbo listed there, which Igbo was confirmed by the Obadiah Alliance to be connected to Israel, confirmed to be connected to the ancient Israelites. So with that being said, just off that alone, if we want to say Judah, I'm connected to Judah, whether it's by way of the priesthood or being the direct tribe of Judah. I am not going to stand down. I am not going to, start tap dancing. No, I'm going to be clear. I'm going to be concise with what we teach and what we believe. And what we not just teach and believe, what we know with facts, with evidence. And if anyone wants to deliberate that, then hey, let's take it to court. Let the courts handle it. Because I know what the courts is going to say with the information that I present. So I want to make this clear. This is not me trying to undermine anyone, but I have to be real, family. That when you see the news, the press release that was sent, that's on social media now, it's not a good press release for me because it left a lot of meat on the bones. Because for me, it's not taking advantage of the window of opportunity. It's not taking advantage of the window of opportunity. Because again, he should have addressed the Kyrie Irving situation. He should have addressed his stance on the Holocaust, giving clarity that what he believes about the Holocaust versus what is being said, because it's not in his book, it's not in his the documentary, the video. So he should have made it clear about his stance. And if he wants to also further give some clarity on what anti-Semitism is, that should have been part of the press release. And then open it up to saying, hey, I'm willing to have an open dialogue, right, with the parties that be. Well, I'm willing to, it don't even have to go to that part, but saying, hey, for those, we'll handle certain aspects of this discussion by way of deliberation because certain groups had certain agendas and they put lies defaming my character. So we'll let the court system, we'll deliberate that in court. That's how I would have handled it. So again, family, I'll post it. The link that I'll post it. I'll post it, family. Right. So again, family, that's just my thoughts. I'm not here to bash anyone, but I want to make it clear. If you start seeing me post that disclaimer, it's because I got to make it clear that the beliefs, my beliefs, we woke now beliefs, my household beliefs, our ministry beliefs, we're not going to let what we stand on be meshed with things that may contradict what we stand for, even if we say certain things that are similar. Man, it's a lot that we can learn from Muhammad Ali and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X during that time. It's a lot we can learn because regardless of their different belief systems, they still came together. They still came together, family. So again, I'll post a link. I just want to do a quick video here discussing it. I got another video that's getting ready to premiere at 1:30. We had a great discussion on Moxie approved last night. We did started out doing a review of the movie. Let's see here, Pastor, are you against black Jews? Let me make this clear. I'm not against even just the term black Jews, right? For me, right, when I see black Jews, to me, it's almost like an oxymoron. If we already know that the original people of the scriptures look like you and I, so why do I have to say, am I against black this? Now, when I look at the word Jew, right, the word Jew, right, from a biblical perspective, Jew is supposed to be synonymous or interchangeable with Judah, right? Yahwadah or Yehudi. The word Jew is supposed to be synonymous to an individual tribe of Judah, which was also the son of Jacob, and his name was Judah. Also, the name of the southern kingdom, Judah, which is the Levites, well, actually the Benjamites, Judah, and then later the Levites, right? So when you say black Jew, am I against black Jew? There's a lot to unpack with that, starting with the word Jew and how it's being used. All of Israel is not Jews. Only ones that will be considered Jews by that transliterated word would be those out of the tribe of Judah. And then the southern kingdom will be referred to as Judah. So not all the Israelites can be Judah. Just like not all the Israelites can be Naphtali. Not all the Israelites can be Issachar. Not all, you could go right down the list. But all of them can be Israelites, but not all of them can be of the other tribe. They had laws and statutes and commandments in place that made sure each tribe, represented themselves. So I want to make this clear. So when you say black Jew, starting with that word black is a construct of the institution of race. That is an ambiguous term that inserts ambiguity, that promotes stereotypes. I encourage you guys to look up Audrey Smedley. She is a notable, reputable anthropologist, and she makes it clear that race is a social construct that is based off of no scientific equation. So when I get asked that question of what my thoughts is about black Jews, or do I have anything against black Jews, just the label itself is an oxymoron. Because again, starting with the word black, the Israelites didn't refer to themselves. You didn't see them going around in ancient Israel like, hey, I'm black, I'm black, I'm black. Now you'll see certain references to them being dark, but they didn't go around saying I'm a black Hebrew Israelite, because guess what? The Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Israelites, and those that came in contact with them, they were dark, melanated people. So again, that word black is a word of confusion. Why? Because we'll fight for the color black, the social construct of black, but who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? What tribe did you come from? Do you know they have a journal? They have it on it. When I say they, the Roman Catholic Church, they know where they took our ancestors from. They know that there was a difference between us and the Saracens, the Muslims that had the sub-Saharan trade, slave trade, which is also referred to the Arabic slave trade that preceded the transatlantic slave trade or world war. They know that there was a difference of our ancestors that was referred to as the wandering herders. So yeah, you have the permission. If you guys want to make clips off of this, feel free to do so. So when I see the question, what do I think, or am I against black Jews? To me, that's an oxymoron. Now you're making it into a religion. Being an Israelite was not a religion, it's culture, it's heritage. Just like all the other tribes that you see within the scriptures. It was not about a religion. It was culture. It was bloodline. So when you say black Jews, that's an oxymoron. When you say black Hebrew Israelites, that's an oxymoronic statement. So I want to make it clear, family. No, I do not subscribe to these labels because I know the origins of it. Prior to then, you won't see the term black Hebrew Israelites. Those are social constructs that was created to have something to argue against a straw man. That's a straw man's argument. So again, I don't subscribe to the institutional race. So I hope that answered your question. And again, family, I am not upset, right? I'm very passionate. Those that have been around me, I talk like this all the time, especially when I'm dealing with the word. I love the word. I love history. But I'll say again, the word of confusion is that word. Jew is a word of confusion. Gentile is a word of confusion. Church is a word of confusion. I could go right down. Messiah is a word of confusion. Deliverer is a word of confusion. Law is a word of confusion. Statutes is a word of confusion. Commandments is a word of confusion. I can go right down the list because these are some basic things that most don't have a clue. Most don't understand. But thank the Most High that this discussion is being had. I pray those that did not watch the movie, and I know it's a little costly to some of you guys, get it anyway. Come on, family. I done spent a lot of money on books. Many times I was, things were tight. Saw a book, seeing a book that's costing $700. All right, it's $700. Well, there must be something in that book that for them to have it priced at $700. Let me get that book. Even if it's for me to get to a point in that book. Doesn't necessarily mean I support the book and I'm promoting the book. But guess what? That book has something in it. Let me see what's inside that book that may substantiate why is that valuable? Why is that pricey? Family, you got to start investing in your understanding of this truth. So just because it costs $50, get it anyway, so that way you know what it says. So you know what it says. That's why I watched the movie. That's why I read the book. That's why I was able to do my own deductive reasoning. I was able to do my comparisons and see what's what. So when I saw that Rolling Stone article, I was like, wait a minute, this article, it's a lot of lies in this article. That's not what, I didn't see that inside the movie. I didn't see that inside the book. But because, again, like Kyrie Irving said, and this has been something that's been said a number of times about our community, if you want to ever hide things away from our community, put it in a book. Because now we're not reading books. We're going off of opinions. We're not reading books now, family. We're going off of opinions. And I can tell you most of the people that 95 to 98% of the people that is commentating about the book, they didn't read the book. They didn't read the book. The dead giveaway is when you hear them say anti-Semitic trolls. because that's a trigger. When I hear that, no, they didn't read the book. And if they read the book, now they're being very deceptive. But again, I hope and pray that when Ron finally come out and address this, Ron Dalton, I pray that he takes all of this in consideration, that he has to be clear and concise about his stance against what they're saying about him, about stating that inside his documentary, inside his book, he states that the Holocaust did not exist. It's not in his book. It's not inside the movie. I didn't see it in those in his book or in the movies, but it's not for me to defend. It's for him to be clear with that. That's what should be inside his initial press release. Address those things that is pertinent. All the other stuff, no. Express and defend the things that are being stated right now. Right? And I'm gonna say this. Somebody posted here, Ron got nothing to defend. Absolutely you do. Absolutely you do. Absolutely you do. Absolutely you have the right to defend. That's what is called defamation. That's why in the scripture you have what is called evil report. That's why you have the elders coming together to deal with someone that has caused an evil report. Even the Most High, even Christ dealt with someone dealing with an evil report. If you have an alt against your brother, that's dealing with evil report. If your brother puts something out there that's false to the people, now you have a right to defend yourself. And if you can't settle it with your brother, you take it to the next level. Yes, we have to defend ourselves when people start putting falsehoods about us. Yes, sometimes it's good to sit back and be selective when you finally do defend yourself. But guess what? We have to do things starting with the Holy Spirit. Then we allow the Holy Spirit. We make sure that we're doing things in the proper manner. So that way we can, when we do address it, we're addressing it with accuracy. We're addressing it with the manner, in the manner that we should address things. When you get into this level and you're putting material out there, yes, you have to defend it. You have to be a defender of it. It's called being a watchman. You have the right. Yes, he do have to give an accountability to it because you have people that are out here. You have to give clarity to those statements. You have to give clarity when the word is going around saying that you don't believe in the Holocaust existed. You have to give statements out there saying, you know what, let me at least give clarity to what's being said about me. Anyway, family, that's it. With that being said, there's a video that's getting ready to be premiered. Peep it out, tell me what you think. I'm gonna say this again. I will say this again. For the video that I'm uploading, all right, I want to make this clear. I'm gonna put a disclaimer even on the video. The information, the thoughts, the beliefs, right, that is expressed in the video that's going to be premiered does not reflect the thoughts, views, and beliefs of We Woke Now and Passion for Reconciliation. With that being said, Shalom.